Welcome viewers to this special edition of discussion on the Rwenzori Theluji Festival. You might be wondering what is that? It's a special tourism and related conservation product from Kasese. And you might have heard recently of the Rwenzori Run, and you wondered what it was if you're not participating. The people in Kasese are very, very serious about tourism, and they have put their minds and hearts together to create a product around something they have dubbed Rwenzori Theluji Festival. We are going to have an explanation of that, how they came up with that kind of thought, the future of this, and how you can join in. Plus, of course, how you can emulate the spirit from Kasese, which is promoting tourism in a very serious way. And my guest this morning, to my immediate left, is Mr. Baguma John Henry, who is the Secretary General of the Kasese Tourism Investors Forum. John, you are welcome.
It's a pleasure to be here.
And next to him is Mr. Keys Alexander, who is the CEO of Kasese Tourism Investors Forum. Alex, you're welcome.
It's a pleasure, my boss.
Very well. Let's start with the key background question. How did we get to the Rwenzori Theluji Festival? And we need also to define those words in case somebody is hearing for the first time. Rwenzori, we know the mountain, but Theluji, what is all that? And the festival. Give us a background of how we got here 3 years later.
Thank you, my brother. Dear viewers and the management of NTV, thank you for giving us this opportunity, and UTB, to make it possible for us to be here. We all know the history of Rwenzori and Kasese. Not yesterday, not the other day. Rwenzori is one spot in this country for all the years since Uganda was established as a nation. There have been a lot of issues.
Yes.
Instability, tribal, name it. But also, it's the same place that the Europeans, when they came in, they knew where treasure is. And that's why you see, right when they were doing the railway, they moved.
They went to Kasese.
From Mombasa, it was built. Kampala to Kasese. Kilembe mines by the Canadians.
Yeah.
We even had one of the best swimming pools in the world in Kilembe. People used to fly in, the rich guys, middle class.
I didn't know.
In the 60s, would fly in from Kampala in Tebe to go and play golf in Kasese and swim in Kilembe on Saturday, Sunday, and then back to sleep. That's Rwenzori. Those years. Then Hima came on board, Hima Cement.
Yeah.
We even have another factory called Carter Salt Industries, which was being put up. And because of the turmoil of this country in the 70s, it went down. But the infrastructure is there up to now.
I've seen it.
So, 5 years ago, Kasese was the laughing stock. Bad accommodation, bad food, insecurity, anything negative, you would push it to Kasese. The locals started asking questions. Why us? Why we? What went wrong? And what do we do? And the birth of Kasese Tourism Investors Forum came up. Thanks to the likes of the Amos Wakesas, the Nyombi Temples, the Matthew of Marafiki Safari Lodge, Eco Voyage, and some few others. Minds were put together and said, there is a gap, there is a problem. And what is the problem? The problem is we have not put ourselves into one spot and come up and put up something that will showcase Kasese and Rwenzori. So 2017, 2018, we did discussions. 2018, we did the first round table and presented these issues, people from within Rwenzori volunteered to do rapid surveys in and around. And we came up with 4 thematic areas. 4. 1, we realized that our surrounding, our nature was being destroyed at alarming rates. So we came up with an issue on biodiversity. The other issue was the issue of tourism, development of tourism in and around Rwenzori, inclusive of Kasese as the epicenter. 3 was the issue of partnership and collaborations. And I think that's why, for example, this show is possible because of collaboration and partnership between Kasese Tourism Investors Forum and Uganda Tourism Board. 3 was institutional capacity building of the locals, the investors, and everybody else that is involved in the answering the 3 thematic areas. And because of that, in 2019, before COVID lockdown, we deliberately did a deliberate move and moved to Masai Mara, and with Angaua and UTB, they gave us buses. The members pulled their money. We moved for 14 days. And the question was, what is it that Masai Mara is doing
that we can do?
What is it that is in Kilimanjaro and Arusha that cannot be done here? And when we came back, we did the second round table, and this one took place in Kasese. And we resolved that 1, we must have ionic activities, not for Kasese, but as a country. And these ionic activities should run along the ionic future that we have as a country, which is Mount Rwenzori. And we decided that 1, let us first celebrate what we have. Let us also celebrate our little efforts as citizens of this country, and as investors, and as people of Rwenzori and Uganda as a destination. And we came up with, of course, the word Rwenzori was there. It is there. It will be there.
It's iconic.
It's ionic. But also we know that as Africans, we need to celebrate our saying, our languages. And Kasese, because of what I've just said, because of the railway, because of Hima Cement, because of Kalembe Mines, because of Katwe, and because of the issues that ran in and around Kasese from the 1960s, 1960, 1,600 years. Come to the 17th century, 18th century, 19th century, 20th, now with the one we are in, this generation. There are a lot of issues that were taking place. And a lot of people were coming into Kasese because of the natural given, God-given gifts that are there. We decided that we take on Africaniste. We decided we do a product that answers the African spirit. And we went in for the word Theluji. Theluji meaning snow in Swahili.
Theluji
is a Swahili word for snow. And snow in Swahili is related, is associated with oneness, which is true. When you look at how snow is formed, there's no dent. And then we said, we have an ionic future with snow, with the people of the country as Ugandans, as people from Rwenzori as a destination, and as people of Kasese, the epicenter of this destination. Let us be one. Let us celebrate this oneness. And therefore, that's the beginning of the Theluji Festival. In that same spirit, we also sat with Amos Wakesa,
Great Lakes
Safaris.
I know Amos.
And he had already, he had also big thinking. Also, it was itching him. What can we do as a country and move tourism to the next level? And said, look, I think it's high time we do Rwenzori Marathon.
It was it's a big thing now.
So, and then we said, fine. I think let us do a marathon that's different from other marathons worldwide. a marathon that's different from any other marathon. Let it be a running experience. And that's how the first edition ran alongside the marathon.
Okay.
That's why the second edition ran alongside the marathon. The marathon being the climax of the festival. This year, it was different. And people have asked questions. And we must answer it. Why is it that the marathon took place 2 weeks ago and the Theluji is taking place now this week?
Yeah.
It's a big question. And dear viewers and countrymen, there's no difference, there's no grudge. We are on developing Rwenzori as an epicenter for tourism in Africa. And Rwenzori Theluji Festival is a precursor event of World Tourism Mass Celebration in this country, taking place every first weekend of September, with the Taskalite Mount Rwenzori Marathon as an climax event.
So it's aligning to the global tourism
mass.
Yes.
Yes. So we aligned the festival with the global tourism agenda. We also agreed that it's a product that is going to always showcase the beautiness, the ionic beautiness of the Rwenzoris and surroundings of this country to the world as a precursor event. Thank God this year, even the World Tourism Day is in Kasese.
Hey.
But every year,
double score.
Double score.
For you guys.
Every year, we will always do Rwenzori Theluji Festival, first weekend of September of every year. Okay. As a precursor event of celebration. And that's why
now that the third edition is aligned with the global tourism celebration in Kasese.
Yes. And that's why we always say, and maybe you may also ask it, is that what is it that is it about conservation? Is it about tourism? Theluji Festival is a biodiversity and sustainability action feast.
We're going to come back to those concepts.
So that's where we are.
Henry, I can see you are very passionate. And when you told me about Amos Wekesa, we have had conversations in the past.
Good.
As a journalist, I'm equally very passionate about tourism. When we start, even if we're not on air, we might take a half day discussing this issue. Let me come to Alex. What are we going to see? You are on the side of the Investors Forum. What are we going to see from you guys? World Tourism Day is in Kasese. Theluji is aligning. I'm thinking, listening, I'm saying, I think I need to go to Kasese. Yeah. What are we going to see? First, whet my appetite.
Thank you so much, Samuel. Yeah. We are going to see literally a lot of things in Kasese. And in particular, we already started seeing this. On the 20th of July, 2024, we had what we call a community biodiversity run. Okay. Our people ran in the sub-counties, and the winners from these sub-counties were seconded to the Taskalite Mount Rwenzori Marathon. So these winners were at the opening end of the Rwenzori Theluji Festival. Okay. So from that, we are in a plan of planting up to 50,000 seedlings. Okay. And we are not only planting trees, we are growing trees. We have over 100 acres in Mwaro village in Nyamamba division, that's in Kasese district. Okay. We are also planting more trees in the UIA Kasese Industrial Park, and we are planting more trees on a hill. We named this hill the Fataki Chapa Hill. Okay. It's one of the endurances we take on every time we have the Rwenzori Theluji Festival. That people climb this hill and they should be able to complete it. It's not an easy one. If you're not a mountain slayer, you may fail to complete that mountain. So we will have that mountain and we are greening it. We are so appreciative to our partners, the National Forestry Authority and Roofings Uganda Limited, who have given us the capacity to be able to plant these seedlings. And we believe we are going to grow the trees. Now, after that, when we have planted the trees, in fact, tomorrow, we are planting the trees. And the next day, Friday, we shall be having a conference. We call it a summit, the Rwenzori Business Summit. In this Rwenzori Business Summit, we have the thematic areas of discussing what should be the next for tourism.
Okay.
How are we aligning the tourism and the service providers and the people of Kasese in the value chain of earning from tourism and taking tourism as a business, such that their livelihoods gonna change. We are looking at cottage industries. What role do they play specifically in the tourism chain? We have a cascade of speakers. We're going to be speaking to our people. We have trainings on that on Friday. Some trainings are being we have women in business who are going to be trained. We have youth in business who are going to be trained. We have training by Enable, where it's going to be engaging our people in the best of digital tourism, especially now that we are living in the AI era.
Age,
and we believe that this festival is not all about celebration, dance, running around. No, it's an impactful festival to an extent that a period of 3 to 5 years from today, we shall be having tangible results that are directly and indirectly visible even by a child of 5 years old.
Let me cut you short, Alex.
Okay.
I know that you have the overriding tangible principles which we shall see in 5 years. But I also believe that sometimes to get me to see the tangible as an ordinary person, you've got to come to me through the intangible, which is having fun. Speak to me about the fun.
I was going there.
Okay.
Now, I was going there. Now, on Saturday, that's when we have the very important point you've brought forth.
Okay.
We have, of course, an exhibition that's opening up on Friday, and it's moving up to Saturday. Okay. And we have performances, a cultural caravan. We shall be moving all the way from Rukoki at the district headquarters, but slightly a bit where there's the aerodrome of Kasese Nyakasanga, and we move around Kasese town. When we are drumming, we are dancing on our traditional dances, and various tribes in Kasese. You know, Kasese we have over 50 tribes. Hey. In fact, some tribes that are in Kasese are not even in Uganda. Okay, they're in Uganda, but particularly you can find them only in Kasese. They are localized. We have some tribes that came, especially for what the Secretary General had explained, because of the activities that were happening, ended up having people from far as South Sudan, and they're in Kasese. Kasese is the only place where we are having areas that are named in particular by where people come from. You'll hear of Chiteso, Acholi Kotas, you know, and these people are not native, they are natives of Kasese. We cannot say they are not natives of Kasese. Now, we are going to have over 6 cultures presenting and walking in a caravan, dancing the dances, drumming, and we have also other corporations, corporate entities that have joined us in this caravan. Now, after people have had that experience during the day, and the king, His Majesty Omusinga of Rwenzori will be the guest of honor on this particular event, where he will be closing the cultural gala and the exhibition on Saturday. So after the king has left, now we open up for us, the young people, with courtesy that we shall be playing music of the local talent, all the way from, have some from Bundivujo, Ndoroko, some from Bunyangabu, some coming from Congo, Eastern Congo, our neighbors, and also our children who are born within Kasese will be presenting serious music. In fact, this serious music is starting on Friday night. We open up into the next day. Then we enjoy the exhibition, as I've explained to you, and the cultural dances and the other trainings and the coffee. Then we're also going to have them present to us again at night till Sunday. So Kasese that 2 days
is going to be on fire for a weekend.
For a weekend. And if this time you're not in Kasese, I'm wondering where you are right now. But you better prepare, and we'll go with you. this afternoon we have a team that's leaving, and they're going to Kaseka, or they're leaving here Kampala. If you are there and you're thinking, how am I going to participate in this? We have what I've explained. It's free of charge, apart from the summit. The summit is an invitation only. We have written to people who are invited to come and be part, and they are meeting a small cost that is attending to their needs that makes this summit a successful event. And we couldn't obviously have managed this without our partners and our people in Kasese. What you must note, Samuel, that even when we are here speaking about the Rwenzori Theluji Festival, but this festival is community owned. Okay. As we may say, what is the local content? What is the community ownership? Who owns this? This Theluji Festival is owned by the people of Kasese. Okay. And that the people who are running it. Okay. And that the people who are pushing it to the heights that has come, all the way is edition 1, edition 2, edition 3. Okay. And the partners just add on the efforts of the people.
And I do believe that you're going to get more partners as we go, because as you make footprint, more people see sense and then they come. Let me come back to John. This is the 3rd edition. Paint for us a picture of the footprint or success you have had so far. I know we have touched a little bit about the future, 5 years, but just take us back a little from number 1, number 2. Can't talk about number 3 yet. There was only the marathon. But tell us, from your standpoint, the success you have had so far since the preparatory stage, but also the actual festivals taking place, especially the past 2.
Thank you. I think it's a story of a child growing. At first, when a lady gets pregnant, there's excitement, I'm pregnant. But also there is now the issues of pregnancy.
9 months of stress.
9 months of stress. At childbirth, there's cries. But after pushing the child, we know what happens.
There's joy.
There's joy. So we had the joy, the first edition. It was joy. And I have no words to express, because at first people were asking, what is it? It was something, story come true.
After a lot of sweat.
A lot of stress. And when we planted the trees, for example, the first edition, 246,000.
Hey.
246,000. All those seedlings, the money came from Kasese Tourism Investors Forum to buy them and to pitch the halls. Second edition, we were like a child who was now going to nursery. No, you have to. The child does not understand why he's going to school. He does not know how to write. So the mother, the dad, and the teacher must be very careful to make sure that this person doesn't, because the first day when you come back, no peso, no what. And I think when we did the second one, there were lessons that were learned, both good and bad. And it was quite better. Why? I'll give 3 parameters. 1, the business summit. The first one, we had only 4 people who were not from Kasese. Second edition, 256 people attended.
Hey. Yeah.
256 people, 18 were investors from Eastern DRC Congo who flew in.
Okay. You become a magnetic.
They flew into Entebbe, went on to Eraling to Kasese. We had people from Bunyankabo, Bundubujo, Fort Portal, Kamwenge, Lubirizi. The hotel owners, because of the joy they saw in the first edition and what they reaped in terms of selling the products, even Mweya Safari Lodge was in it.
It was a tradition one we know from the days of
the days. They came. the thematic areas that were discussed.
Yeah.
And out of the first edition and second edition, we have 3 hotels that have come up. Good. Star 2, Star 3. Lake George View Resort Hotel with a mean golf in Kasese now.
Okay.
New, it was open during the marathon. It's now on because of these 2 editions efforts.
Okay.
Very many changes have taken place in terms of the individuals in earning, in terms of understanding that we need to behave as one, as Theluji oneness. The third edition, which is on, is more exciting on 3 aspects. Over the 2 years, we've been trying to align and define what is our comparative
advantage. Let me cut you short there. We'll come back to the 3 aspects of the current one. Let me just go for a short commercial break. Viewers, we are discussing the special edition Rwenzori Theluji Festival, and the gentlemen in the studio are painting for us a picture of the festival. You might have heard it, but you don't know what it is all about. They are really putting forth effort, and they are succeeding. And the future, beyond foreseeable. I think we'll see great things coming out of here. We'll come back with the gentleman in the studio after the break. Welcome back to our special edition of a discussion on the Rwenzori Theluji Festival. Have you been to Queen Elizabeth National Park, for instance? I have, and many of you have. It's one of the parks that attracts the most number of tourists in Uganda. So you know, when you think Kasese, you think Queen Elizabeth, but with the Rwenzori Theluji Festival, there is much more than the National Park. National Park, of course, is the big issue, but there is much more. There's even Rwenzori National Park itself. There's a marathon, there's a festival. And we're here to talk about these issues on this discussion. The festival started earlier on, but this weekend is going to be a special. And we have gentlemen in the studio to tell us about that, and also the thinking and the conceptualization behind that, because this is not just a festival. It has grand intentions behind it. I'll introduce my guest once again. To my immediate left is Mr. Baguma John Henry, who is Secretary General of the Kasese Tourism Investor Forum. And next to him is Mr. Kiza Alex Alexander, CEO, Kasese Tourism Investors Forum. When we went for the break, John, you were telling us about the 3 aspects out of this year's Theluji Festival. Please go on.
Thank you. Yes, as I said, from the experience and the realities of the first and second edition, and the intentions of what is the Theluji Festival, and as I said, one is our biodiversity, our heritage, our culture.
Yeah.
Love it, live it. That's one. Why? Without biodiversity, no tourism.
Okay.
Without good environment, forget about tourism. Without good people, no tourism. With disorganization, no tourism.
Yeah.
So you must be organized, peaceful, intentional, then tourism will come. So that's one aspect to our own. Aspect number 2, culture. The only thing we can beat the innovators of these other things worldwide is our cultures.
It's unique to us.
It's unique to us, God-given. It's a heritage. And also, we also need to embed why God made this earth. Why do we have soil, for example? Why do we have air? Why do we have space? Why do we have rivers?
Yeah.
So, the issue of one living, responsible living, comes in. So this festival is on those 3 areas.
Okay.
That's what it is. Being responsible as citizens, being responsible as people of Rwenzori region, being responsible as people of destination Uganda,
Yeah.
honest to one another, as know Because there's no formation, there's no betrayal. And therefore, we are saying we celebrate God's given chance of being humans who can talk together, who can eat together, who can live together. That's why my colleague told you the festival now has clear defined areas. For example, the cultural caravan. It's a caravan of celebration of the multicultural diversity of Rwenzori, not Kasese, as one place.
Rwenzori as a region.
Rwenzori as a region. Because the festival is about Rwenzori oneness. The festival is about Rwenzori biodiversity. The festival is about Rwenzori sustainability.
But as showcased for everybody else who's joining us.
That's one. The other aspect is, if we are to make money, we must do the right things.
Absolutely.
Me, that's why I'm here. I'm into private practice. We are paying back to Rwenzori. They looked after us. They paid fees for us. Our parents, people paid for me. School fees at A level was not my dad. After passing O level, fees was not there. But somehow, somewhere, God made miracles, and the district of Kasese and the town council by then said, those who have passed SASs, go to the schools, and the admission came and it was paid. How do we pay back? So once we empower our communities to earn from what God has given us, more people will go to school.
There is no loss. Absolutely.
No loss. That's what the Rwenzori Theluji Festival is. That's why in this one, we are now talking of experiences that the people of Rwenzori, let us refine our experiences and sell them.
Actually the world, especially the foreign one, buys the experiences.
So that's why when you come tomorrow, as I said, we are starting, the festival week is on, the Theluji week starts on the first week of September, up to the first weekend of September, the climax. Now, we are growing trees. In those trees we are growing, what you left out? We are growing 6 million trees. Out of the 6 million trees, 1 million trees are coffee trees and cocoa. We are celebrating the high altitude we live on, the good soils. We are saying, let us look after those soils very well, grow on good products, cocoa, barley, coffee. So that everybody within the area earns from his coffee. And also make coffee tourism. Take an example.
It's a big deal, coffee tourism.
This is what we are on. That's what Theluji is about. Coffee, Theluji Coffee Experience is one area.
I like the branding.
So we are going to dance.
Theluji Coffee Experience.
Yes.
It's a good sale.
And since time immemorial, in the culture of the Bakonzo, there's this funny thing, where if you are my friend, if you are going to be friends, there's a ceremony we do. Before the era of HIV/AIDS, they would get a coffee bean, cut you and cut me, put it, then chew that coffee.
The Baganda call it omukago.
So even Buganda is there.
You also call it omukago.
Omukao.
You just spun the
now this is mukao because of HIV/AIDS. But it's still there. And it's one of the experiences that is in Theluji. The naming of the Bakonzo. The Batoro naming, the Bachingwe naming, the Basongora naming. This is part. Now, those are the experiences. The other key experience that is critical is the cow milk experience.
Let me let him talk about the cow experience.
Fine. Now, lastly, is the innovation. The last census is very clear. More than 70% of our people are below 35.
The young.
By the way, it's even more bad in Kasese and Rwenzori. It's a big explosion. The number of people per acre, per square kilometer in Kasese is worrying. So unless we adapt good agricultural practices, good responsible living, it's a trouble. Now, Theluji Festival is telling the communities that, look here, people are not going to visit us when we are crying of hunger and whatever.
No.
We are doing good agricultural practices. Why? And how is it related to tourism?
Yeah.
I'm going to give you 3 examples, and I leave it there. 1, a kg of meat, kilogram of meat, at Simba Safari Lodge of Amos Wakesa, at Kiorongo Safari Lodge. I have a small lodge of mine at the border. Those guys buy it at 38,000.
Okay.
Quality, good, boneless meat.
Yeah.
Most of that meat is not coming from the region. It's coming from Kampala, and some of it is being imported from farms from South Africa, Namibia, Botswana.
Are you sure?
Don't we have cows?
We have cows.
Don't we have goats? Don't we have pigs? Don't we have chicken? So, Theluji is saying, no, we must be players in the value chain.
Import substitution.
Import substitution. The Basongora, who are my uncles, the Banyavindi, who are my brothers, the Bakonjo, who are my brothers and sisters, we are saying, no, we live near, in and around Queen Elizabeth National Park, Rwenzori Mountain National Park, Virunga National Park, Kibale National Park. We are bordered by 4 national parks.
Absolutely.
We are an enclave in biodiversity. That's why Theluji is about diversity, because of that enclaveness. Why don't we take this opportunity? Link our good agricultural practices that even the tomato, even the carrot, even the greens, even the eggs that we produce them for intentions of by a consumer who is coming from either US or Kampala. And how do we ensure that quality from soil to cup?
So this is also about household incomes.
Yes. So every first weekend, we are only celebrating actions, but the actions are on 24/7 year through.
Okay.
And that's why we are saying, when you don't hear us talking about Rwenzori Theluji Festival, the thing is visit Rwenzori Theluji experiences.
Okay.
Every time.
Let me turn to very interesting John. Let me turn to Alex. He touched it. I just stopped him on the milk. I just wanted to give you the experience. You're a younger person. He referred to you as a younger person, and we want younger people like fun. There's the culture festival. We talked about the naming.
Yes, yes.
Paint for us a picture of those 2 items that coming on the weekend. The culture. What am I going to see that is fun? And the milk. Because I may be a milk, I'm like, okay, milk. Oh yeah.
Thank you so much.
Persuade me.
Right, Brad. In fact, like, persuading may be a bit the other word, but I'm giving you facts of what you must look up to.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Now, we have a community of our brothers, the Basongora.
Yes.
I said from Kiburara, and they live next to us in Busunga. And they have been rearing their cattle over time immemorial. And we have not been harnessing these God-given gifts of the cattle. Now, in this experience, they are going to show us exactly how do you get the milk. After getting the milk, what do you do with it?
Live.
Yes. What do you get from it? How have you been doing it traditionally? And what is, they have so many things, the chanzi, how the chanzi look like, how do you prepare the yogurt, how do you prepare the ghee, how do you, and all these products of milk, how do they come forth? Okay. Now, in partnership with the DDA, that's Dairy Development Authority, we are privileged that they will be on site and they will be able to even give people milk from the partners who have come on board all the way from Barara. Okay. And this is going to be the first time someone who has never seen how a cow is milked, they're going to see it with their own eyes. Who have never had experience to milk it, they're going to milk it. Okay. So
I can touch also.
Why not? Okay. You can touch this. And we are saying from this milk, you are experiencing it. Is it bringing in money into your pocket as an individual who comes from the...
So we are looking at the milk, the old milk value chain. as yes, because there's a new with machines. But the way you describe the yogurt, how was it made? Yes, exactly.
Culture. We are talking about
that's the old milk value chain, the culture
exactly.
one.
The cultural one, not the modernity we are talking about. No. We are celebrating culture. We are celebrating diversity. We are celebrating heritage.
Okay.
What have we inherited as the people of the Rwenzoris?
Okay.
Good. Now you come to the second part you talked about. Secretary General has talked about the coffee. Now we had the coffee sip dance, where we were going to.
Say that again. The coffee what?
Coffee sip dance. You dance as you sip the coffee.
So it's dancing but sipping
You're
coffee.
sipping the coffee.
Very interesting.
And UCDA is here, apart from providing us with the coffee seeds we're going to plant,
Yes.
as he did mention, with giving us a coffee machine. You go make your coffee, ask if your coffee, enjoy the dance.
Yeah.
Now, me, the young person.
That's a very clever thing. It's not just about coffee. Yes. Yes.
Coffee sip dance. Why now?
Coffee sip dance.
Why now?
You need to say those things slowly.
Why now?
Yes.
Time memorial, as I said, when Arabic coffee came to Uganda,
Yeah.
it went to Mount Elgon and Mount Rwenzori.
Yeah.
Here, most people grow
Robusta.
but on Mount Rwenzori, we're Arabic,
Because it's high.
high altitude, very tasty, and Elgon. Now, in the Rwenzori culture,
Yeah.
there are three scenarios. The scenario of the Batamiv,
Not the drunkards.
not the drunkards. I don't want to go there.
Okay.
Then there's the scenario of beer or drinking makes me bad. So they become non-drunkard.
Teetotalers, they call them.
So, in our culture, you know what means when you take a tonto, when you take waraj,
You get high.
when you take the beers through the machines, you get high, you dance, the trouser. But also, those who take the tea and what also they dance.
Yes.
So the coffee in our culture, you can be drunk because of coffee. As he's making a lot of words at night because of the beers he took, for you also, you are suffering with lack of sleep because you took too much coffee. So it's a draw.
Very interesting.
So because of that, our parents, fathers, they used to make a dance.
Yeah.
When coffee is being brewed, the traditional way.
The cultural dimension of the coffee sip dance.
Yes, it comes from that. You dance as you sip coffee. You dance
And
as
so you can dance the whole night.
yes. So this year, going forward,
Yeah.
the coffee experience is on board to sip, dance. That's the modern, the other side. Take the beers, the other side. Take the coffee, sip, dance on the other side.
Okay.
That's how it is. Number two, it's a story, it's a experience we want to tell the world.
Okay.
But look here. After Queen Elizabeth National Park ride,
Come.
after Kazenga Channel, go to Charumba, go to Bugoye, go to Wesumba, go to Kasangari.
What are those you were mentioning?
Those are critical areas where coffee experience is, where you will see from farm to cup. We are telling our brothers and sisters in the country and outside the whole globe that look here, when you come to Kasese, do not get worried.
So as I dance, John,
Yes.
as I sip coffee, what am I watching? I'm playing the modern music.
I'm coming
or the
now.
cultural music.
I'm coming.
Yeah, we're running out of time.
Yes, when you are dancing, sipping your coffee, for example, in Usunga, you are seeing the Msongora sing for you. Should I put two of them because I'm part of them? Wait,
With an instrument.
An instrument. Enanga.
Yes.
You're watching this at my farm, at my homestay.
Yeah.
The next day, go and hike the Fatak hill. It's 2 hours, 3 hours, you are down.
Yeah.
You'll spend a month without going to the gym. You have enough time off work, you have energy, go 2 days on Mount Rwenzori.
Yeah.
You have too much energy, you are skilled, you can go up to the top, go for 5 days, the 6 days.
Yeah.
This is the story that is Theluji Festival about.
Okay.
And to to close it up, that's why we are saying, going forward, it's going, this experience of the Rwenzori Theluji Festival is embedded with the marathon.
Okay.
That's why we say they complement each other. Two brands, two key critical activities. This one is the festival process that climaxes in a business summit, reflect, a cultural night, performances. Those who went for the marathon, you saw people dancing on the roads, different cultures.
So it's marathon, but fun also.
Yeah. It's intentional. Those who are dancing there are people from the Theluji team, cultures. We are, look here. Then after the marathon, we are supposed to go into now the cultural climax the next day.
Yeah.
That's how that's the flow. This year, because
of the tourism day,
and alignment. But going forward, as I've said, it's an experience. Come and dance, enjoy the experiences, run along the equator, which is a brand being handled by Amos and the team. And then close it up after running. Come and dance culture, sip the coffee, take the milk, take the fish. By the way, one of the best fish in this country and in the world is from Lake George.
Are you sure?
Very sure.
Oh,
yes.
okay.
Go and ask the people of Britain, why did they put a tough mark in Kasenyi?
Why didn't I know all these years?
You know, there was an airport, an airfield in Kasenyi, apart from in Kasese town. There's another one in Kasenyi, and there was a factory in the 60s where fish was for the king.
You guys have been sitting on treasure and we're not telling us.
Gold.
So Kasese is the gem of distillation in Uganda. And we are saying, let us build distillation in Uganda. Let us celebrate our oneness.
Live it and love it.
Live it and love it.
Let me give a chance for your final words, Alex. We are concluding.
Okay.
Your final words.
My final words will go to the young people out there, or my age mates and those who are younger than me. Guys, let's go and party. Beginning with Friday, Saturday we are having fun. I expect all of you to be at Rwenzori Square. And tomorrow, let's help our parents to plant those trees. We have a lot of trees and I'm coming with them this afternoon. We're going to give them to our parents to plant. You may know that every Mkonjo is supposed to have Omutoma. Now ask your father,
Omutoma is what?
A back tree in Uganda here. Ask your father, where is our Mutoma here? I don't see it, and plant that. We are bringing our indigenous trees, we are bringing fruit trees, we are bringing and modern trees obviously, but there will be few others. We are concentrating on indigenous species. So I'm calling upon you to be there, and I'm so thankful to our partners, so thankful to Uganda Tourism Board for making this possible, and also to the government of Uganda for making sure that peace is prevailing in the Rwenzori region. Don't fear, everything is okay. We have the security, safety, whatever, and come and we celebrate our oneness, come and we celebrate our heritage, come and we celebrate our diversity, come and we conserve Mount Rwenzori for our generations.
Thank you very much, Kiza. Let me end with John. John, wrap up in 1 minute. I know you.
The only thing
you are going to struggle to do that, but please do it in 1 minute.
The only thing I can say is, ladies and gentlemen, life is not a competition. Life is lived and complementing each other. For example, I didn't know you, we have known one another.
Yeah, small world, we say.
Small world. Tourism is a global commodity. The people of Rwenzori, let us behave as people who are watched 24/7 by the globe. Peace, oneness, cleanness, smartness. Let us celebrate, let us conserve, let us live a better generation than what we are.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, gentlemen. We can see that this could have gone on for 2 hours, but you know, we have to wrap it up. Viewers, this was a special discussion on the Rwenzori Theluji Festival. The tail end of it is coming this weekend, if you're looking for fun, but also with meaning. biodiversity, planting trees, climate change. And I'm looking forward to a time when Kasese will be slightly cooler than it is today. It's at the equator, but it could be cooler if there is more trees. And there is more to Kasese than Queen Elizabeth National Park. As we see, there's the festival, the milking experience,
waterfall,
the coffee, you sip coffee as you dance. Have you ever heard of that? The fish experience, best fish in the world, they claim. Please, if you want to see, this weekend all roads should lead to Kasese. Thank you very much for joining us, and we sign out now.